What's going on, people? Welcome to 137 Works, and today we're having a look at a little bit of a challenge sort of thing. So, I've basically been messing around with a few different tracks and cars combinations today, and I landed on this. It's the GPK Spa Franchorchamps track, basically. It's like a mini version of Spa. They do a whole series of the whole F1 calendar, so basically any track that you think of. There's a mini Monaco, a mini Spa, a mini Monza, a mini Imola, etc, etc. Really good fun to mess around in like go-karts, or like the Ford Transit van, or just like any weird like kind of combinations like that you can think of. But I've been drifting on it in the Ford Mustang from ACDFR. Again, no particular reason for that. It's just a car that I thought looked cool while I was looking through the car list for things to try out. And yeah, it handles pretty good. So I had an idea then, as I was driving around, I was like, I wonder if I can get around this whole track in one go, like we're basically trying to minimize the Manji or Sanpatsu sort of thing as much as I can. And yeah, I just thought I'd give it a try and record it. And I've got the GoPro out for the first time in ages. Well, technically the Polaroid Cube or whatever it's called. But yeah, I thought I'd record my hand movements basically and kind of show you what it looks like from my point of view to be drifting. And yeah, basically two things, as I said, two different challenges. So first one is going to be see if I can make it all the way around in one drift while keeping some kind of decent line, not dropping more than a tire off at any kind of one point. Yeah, I'm just trying to have like a decent run. Then secondly, and what I found was more challenging when I was trying to do it before I started recording, is to try and get it around it with no handbrake. So again, that's part of the reason why the camera is here. I can't remember how wide the field of view is, but you should be able to see my handbrake back here, so you'll see that I'm not reaching for that. So if we jump into the headset, right, so let's go. Basically, nothing else to it. Let's just see if we can do a full lap while, like, see something like that, like one tire drop. This actually beginning part is the hardest part that I found. Trying to get from La Source into that first little kink there is the hardest part from what I've seen. I don't know why. Like any other part of the track, like here, we can do like a little Manji Sanpatsu style type thing. Not really sure what the difference is. I know Manji is generally drifting in a straight line, but whereas Sanpatsu is maybe what I was doing there, getting from one corner to another with a single, like just with one fishtail Manji kind of thing. But yeah, so you can see with the handbrake, it's not the most impossible thing in the world. I have to be, like, it has to be said. Like the track dimensions, again, if you don't mind, like, oh, that's a bit of a mess up there. But yeah, obviously this is just the first one. But it's not the most difficult thing in the world. Obviously, tried like the track being a lot smaller makes it a lot easier. I don't imagine I'd be able to do this on the full scale one, at least not without crazy amounts of like just wavering on the straight and stuff like that. Like obviously, if you think of the main straight at Spa, not like the start pitch straight, but the actual like I can't remember what it's called now. But once you come over like the top of Eau Rouge and Radion. So we'll say do 3 laps, basically, is what I'm thinking. Excessive use of the handbrake required there. But yeah, 3 laps with the handbrake, and then 3 laps... Oh, that was a bit wonky. Yeah, this whole first part is the problem. Yeah, so you think it's not that hard to link it, but because it is kind of a straight, there is a bit of a kink there. But I don't know why I struggle with it, for some reason. But... yeah, so I get distracted. So I'll do three laps of handbrake and then 3 laps trying without handbrake. I forget how sharp that corner is every time. Like, it's funny because when I try, like when I'm driving around, I'm trying to take, like I think of it in my head as what it is, like a mini version of Spa, as opposed to just thinking of it as Spa. Like I know Spa off the back, like the back of my hand off the top of my head, from doing so many laps in GT3 cars and Formula cars over different games over the years and stuff. So. Little Manji required here. You can kind of stretch that last one out, but it's not the easiest in the world. I might try to do it the next one out, and this one is also that is also the fairly deceiving. It's a lot sharper than it looks from when you're approaching it. This should be pretty much not flat, but like you can take it all in one go. Get some angle there. Oh, coming up way too shallow. I'm actually doing worse now in the recording than I was when I first started messing around and practicing with it. I know that my driving level always drops a little bit when I do record, or back when I used to stream and stuff like that, like because your focus is taken away a little bit. But yeah, this hasn't been ideal. Alright, we drop a tire there for the sake of it. Come in a bit backwards. And now if we see if we can... see, it's just, there's something about the angle of attack for that kink. Oh god, and then that's messed me up for the middle of Eau Rouge and Radion. So this one, again, it's obviously not quite as long as the real one, but you do have to... Oh, okay, can we save it into a backwards entry? No. Wow, okay. That is not a corner that I was going off at all when I was kind of messing around with it before. But yeah, a bit strange. Fun though, like that's the biggest thing. Like whatever about it, again, I always talk about my driving skills, like not being the best or everything. Like that's the idea of a video like this isn't necessarily to show off my driving skills. If anything, it's just to give you an idea of something that you could do for fun. Like here's just this weird concept that I came up with for a way to kill a few like 20 minutes an hour or whatever. Yeah, just kind of spread the word as to fun little ideas and scenarios that I come up with. So this will be the last lap with the handbrake. Now I shudder to think what it's going to be like without it, after seeing how badly it's gone with it so far. Not too bad around there, and then we hold it. We bring it in backwards around the bus stop. That was actually a pretty decent finish. So, here's the scary part. 3 laps with no handbrake. Do a little mangy. Oh, no, right off the bat. Right. But again, I can be done to a certain extent. I was doing it before I started recording. You just have to drive a lot more different. Like, switching between left and right for braking there to change gear and stuff like that, like a lot. It does definitely take a bit more technical ability, we'll put it that way. You'll use a lot more brake as well, like a lot more obviously like actual middle brake pedal. See if we can stretch this all out, because that will help. Oh, we can. Clutch kick. So we're dropping a bunch of tires, but we are sideways. Yeah, so it's not the prettiest in the world. Oh, that was the wrong gear. Damn it, I went down to first for some reason. Okay, ignore that. Cut that. Any fans of It's Always Sunny will appreciate that reference, I'm sure. Ah, no, straighten out. God damn it. Alright, well, that was a bit of a fail for the first attempt with no handbrake, but that is why we take 3, I guess. Oh, God, that's awful. Alright. Right, we get a good setup, a good approach for the first corner here, because with the handbrake you can do it backwards, but I'm not so sure. Oh, maybe. Alright, it was a bit of a stretch, but we made it. That was a backwards entry with no handbrake. I'll take it. Oh, there's a weird bump right as you come through La Source. Or not through La Source, rather through Eau Rouge. Kind of sends you up the hill in a little bit of a jump. Right, 2. Okay. No, 1. Damn it! Keep going to the wrong gear. But I made it, so that's all that really matters. Little waver. Okay, this is shaping up to be a good one so far. Famous last words, obviously. I've clearly jinxed myself. Right, I'm not going to try and do this in one. Ah, straighten up a bit, yeah. No good. I got lost in the sauce a bit with the gear changes and where I needed to be accelerating and braking on with what foot. Not ideal. Alright, bring it around town. Oh, a little wide. But if we go into fort now, we should be able to flat out all the way down into like a backwards-ish entry. Here. Oh, that might have been too much sauce. Little bit too much sauce on it. But as we go for an absolute backwards entry into the bus stop. Fun. And one more to round out the video. But yeah, again, as you can see, it's just good crack. Oh, that was delicious. Yeah, once you start to link it up and hook it up all together, like, it's just fun. Like, it's just a good time. Cut that way too tight over the white line. Right, that might be the worst that I've taken that section. Radion. No, made a complete mess of that. But yeah, when you can eventually hook it all up and like for, as I always say, people that are better drivers than I am, of which the majority viewing probably are. It's just good fun. It's just good crack, and I'm really looking forward to the idea of trying out, like, making it maybe a series if this does well, and maybe trying to do it on all the other ones that they do, because again, like, they've got Interlagos, anything that you can think of, Adelaide, Melbourne, not Saudi Arabia, what you call the one, Abu Dhabi, pretty much the entire F1 calendar as far as I'm aware. Or at least like a relatively recent one. It might not necessarily have, say, Losail or Qatar or something like that, like, or Jeddah, I should say. Oh no! Alright, that was bad. But yeah, that's about it now. I think we are just coming up to the end. Use the front brakes to bring the back end around. And as we cross the line for the last time, I will just say, yeah, if you enjoyed it, please do leave a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new here. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.